Oh, hey, and we're back. All right. Well, let's continue exploring what I guess will be Alice's exhibition, because I don't think we're in the apartment anymore. Or we're going back to Saga.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Ellen. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place. Yeah. It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people, making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Yes, fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
Yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the Dark Place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Synchronized coffee drinking.
Mr.
I'm
Wake.
gonna have to get my time up.
Alan. We've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into this story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the Dark Place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
Also, I like how she has the same cut that Alan had in the first game. Which, of course, she got when
It's
Nightingale
insane.
knocked her over in the morgue.
And there's so much of it. Have you ever heard of the cult of the tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness. Possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
Do they?
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something? Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch. Where is he now?
I like that she's going
Cloud
along
of
with it.
wrath, where's my face? The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa. Wake just gave us a lot of information. But this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult.
Can't say I understand all this, but if Wake is telling the truth, then this magic light switch is the most tangible lead. Let's start there. So already looking into the cult. 2 birds, 1 stone.
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
Yeah.
Cool. Jesus. Cult could be followers of Scratch. They have the clicker after all. Cult working for with someone. Why work for Scratch? What does the cult get out of it?
The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
Dark place. How does the story change? Reality rules. Fiction coming into contact with the dark place has the power to change reality.
That's it.
So whatever you write in the dark place becomes reality? Can't be that simple. Wake was trapped in the dark place for 13 years. Story changes our reality bit by bit. The process is gradual. How to stop the story. Okay. Must get the clicker before Scratch. With it, the story can be changed and Scratch be sent back to the Dark Place. Magic light switch. Where do we even start with that? If we don't stop it, Scratch will use the story to permanently change reality at the start of Deerfest. Deerfest again, man. That only gives us 2 days to stop this. There's an entity inside the Dark Place called the Dark Presence. According to Wake, the Dark Presence can somehow take his appearance. How and why? Flashlight seems to weaken the Taken. And the Dark Presence? It would make sense if the light is effective against Dark Presence too. Well-lit areas are safe from the Dark Presence and the Taken. In the form of Scratch, Dark Presence is editing Wake's story. It wants to turn the world into a fucking nightmare. Okay, well, obviously, can't let that happen. Scratch and the Dark Presence are interchangeable. When the Dark Presence looks like Wake and goes by the name Scratch, an evil twin, bit convenient, I'll keep my eye on it. Wake says that the Dark Place can be accessed from the bottom of Cauldron Lake.
Sure.
So what, Cauldron Lake is the gateway to some other world?
The Dark Place. A dimension that's home to monsters. Huh. Wild stuff.
Another world reached via Cauldron Lake, home to the Dark Presence, bleeding into our world through overlaps. I entered Cauldron Lake overlap by reciting the poem. Poem about local legend, a witch's lost heart about terror. For the overlap to form, it can't just be urban or legend. It must be supported by accompanying narrative in the Dark Place. The page describes the overlap being related to the Dark Place where Wake was. And we have one more for later.
Okay, Mr. Wake. I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them. Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon. Standing inside the trailer at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the cult of the tree. Her mind reeled from what the horror story was now claiming about her, her life, her past. She didn't accept it. She stepped out of the trailer. She needed air, but she wasn't alone. A cultist stared at her from behind a deer mask. She drew her weapon, shouted, ran after him.
The cult of the tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this.
Wake's clicker in cult possession somewhere in Watery. Trailer significant somehow.
It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
From now on, you can switch between Alan and Saga's stories via the bucket and the janitor's break room. Feel free to play whenever, in whatever order you choose. I see.
You are a handsome deer.
Ah, there's the bucket. Well, since we're back on Saga, we may as well do Saga for a little bit. Ahti and the Janitors. And apparently Ahti is actually from Control, so like that whole seeing his portrait on the door and then seeing him revealed in like the first Alan Wake chapter now makes more sense as to why like that poster was there. Because instead it was like, oh, that's kind of a funny in-joke. But no, it's like for people who played Control to go like, oh my god, that's the janitor from Control on the poster. And then open the door and be like, oh my god, it's the janitor from Control. Again, makes me really want to play Control. Which thankfully I also got for free off the PlayStation Plus. That makes both Alan Wake games and Control. So I might dive into Control after this is done. Because I've heard so many good things about it for so long. And just like this, I heard a lot of good about it before I picked it up. And like, before I picked this up, I kind of half wrote it off as like, oh, it's Alan Wake 2. It'll be another kind of more shooter-focused-y PG-13 horror. But nope. They definitely leaned into the R-rated territory. Is much more of a slow burn. The story, in the way that they're weaving the narrative, both from a visual and told standpoint, is honestly incredible. And it's not like, it's still got the shooty elements, but it's much more of an environmental puzzle detective game than it is a shooter game. So like a far departure from the original Alan Wake, at least so far.
Hi, welcome.
Hello?
Okay. Past favorite Deerfest floats. Go.
A yarn puppet monstrosity.
What?
Stuffed moose and squirrels one.
No, thank you. Those beady dead marble eyes still give me nightmares.
What are you dancing with? There's no music playing.
Hello, and welcome
Wait, is this?
to Coffee World, voted Washington's best coffee-themed amusement park. All of our attractions are family-friendly and available to children of all ages. Just
I
like
love these
our
guys.
So, take a sip of our Oh Dear Diner organic coffee and let the adventure begin. Hold on for dear life on the Espresso Express.
This is one of the reasons why I brewed a thing of coffee for this game, is all the coffee references.
Soak in some local history at the Huatari Well, where 2 serial killers once hid the disemboweled bodies of their murder victims. It's not haunted. No. Come join Mocha Moose and the goats at our amusement park petting zoo. Just don't share your coffee with the goats. Seriously, stop feeding our goats coffee. Seriously, it's not amusing. Take in amazing views from the slow roaster Ferris wheel. I can almost see the Warrior Lighthouse trailer park. This is so much fun. And finish off at our beautiful gift shop where seniors and children under 10 receive a 9% discount on keychains and propane tanks. Welcome to Coffee World. We guarantee you'll jaw a great time.
Where the fun is percolating.
This is the 3rd time I've requested something be done about the TV in my room. It keeps going on by itself. It's keeping me awake all night.
Yes, sir, I'm terribly sorry for that. We've called a professional electrician. In the meantime, have you tried unplugging the TV for the night?
Oh, there's an idea, Einstein. Why don't I just get rid of everything I'm paying for in that room while I'm at it? Sleep on the floor. Go to the toilet in the corner. Hey, I'm not unplugging it. You're fixing it.
Of course, sir.
Weren't you in jail? Not the person behind the counter, the person on this side of the counter. I swear I saw him in
Anything else
jail.
I can help you with, sir? Would you like a complimentary dinner tonight?
Well, that almost makes up for the ineptitude of this place.
Is this the lodge that Emerson was running his clinic out of last time? I think it is. The problem with Control was that every 10 minutes or so outside of combat, you would be invaded by a small army. That was kind of the problem with the DLC in Alan Wake. Like, the Alan Wake DLC, the end of it as well. Kitchen.
It's not opening.
That concludes our debate on whether pets should be allowed at this year's bake sale. For those of you just tuning in, you're listening to the Pat Maine Radio Hour, brought to you by Davis Family Moose Jerky. And boy, what an eventful day here in Bright Falls. By now, we've all seen the FBI setting up shop in town, and I'm sure you're all asking the same question I am. Did they bring all this darn rain with them? Deerfest is right around the corner, and we're all crossing our fingers for sunshine. So, I reached out to our top meteorologist for a weather update. She never responded. But I have her Uncle Tapio on the line from Watery. Tapio, are you there? Yes. Great. And Tapio, what kind of weather can we expect today? Rain. That definitely seems to be on the menu. How about over the next week? Also rain. Right. Care to elaborate? Any chance the sun will poke out in time for Deerfest? No. Well, Deerfest is coming, rain or shine. And that parade lineup is looking dandy as ever.
Yes, I like this parade because they're one float in the shape of a swan. Long neck and everything.
So he's all about that neck.
Swan.
Ah, so you're a fan of swans.
No.
Right, well, that's our time. We'll be right back after this next song by the rock and roll sensation, National Nightmare.
Just killed the exploration and there's so much to explore and control. See, Alan Wake had that problem too when you tried to go off the beaten path. It was random, like, just random enemies would just attack you. And it was kind of almost RNG based, as in how often they would show up too. So I definitely can see where that complaint is rooted, Mr. Drew, because it was a mild critique I had of Alan Wake 1 as well. RE Cauldron Lake. Look into news and rumors. Focus on 2010. Cross-reference with old case files from NYC Cult. Similarities, commonalities, and methodology. Part of the series. Find out name of good coffee from diner. Maybe this is Casey's room. And I guess the other room is Saga's. Who are you? Why are you just like waiting on the outside of that door? Oh, a lot of coffee in this room too. Oh, maybe this is Alan's room. Because there's a page. Ed returns to Cauldron Lake. Oh no.
Ed hadn't been the same since his latest show had closed. This wasn't the first time one of his productions had shuttered early. Scathing social commentary in a one-act play wasn't exactly filling seats. When Tammy told him she was taking a research trip to Bright Falls, he decided to tag along. Ed told her he wanted to find inspiration. Really, he just wanted a break from the city. But it was true that he certainly needed to find something. A voice, a direction.
I was wondering if Ed and Tammy would pop up again.
To himself. Ed knew he couldn't keep using Tammy's money to fund his playwriting. After the argument with Tammy, Ed stormed out of the diner and drove their rental car back to Cauldron Lake to prove a point. Now standing in the dark woods, the sun hidden by the trees, Ed wished he could remember what that point was. Something about masculinity. He cursed at himself and turned to go. Suddenly, he was blinded by a light in his face. Voices shouted and hands pushed him to the ground. Ed struggled in vain.
Uh-oh. Alan, you've been hiding other pages. Tammy rides the ferry.
Tammy tapped her pen on her notebook. Alan Wake had ridden this same ferry into town when he arrived. This was his entry into Bright Falls. His first steps across the threshold. She wrote that down. She always found it helpful to walk in the victim's shoes, do what they did, see what they saw. It added great color to the book. Tammy felt raindrops on her face. God, again? She pulled up her hood. The rain just kept coming. She missed New York. So far, this hadn't been the simple research trip she pictured. First the incident at the lake, then the fight with Ed. It's not surprising tempers got hot. They were both on edge after what had happened. Tammy had said some things she regretted. She looked out over the harbor. A chill passed through her. She hoped Ed wouldn't do anything stupid.
Okay, so they must have argued over taking the talisman that Saga took off Tammy when we interrogated them at the diner. And then they had that fight, then Ed drove off. Okay. So we have our timeline on that. Pretty much down, at least. Another one? Oh, no. Tammy didn't want me to come. I can tell, not like the trip is even helping. I thought getting out of the city would inspire me, but Bright Falls is just a bunch of trees and empty storefronts. I need to find something. I'm tired of writing one-act plays about how shitty the world is. The thought, the scathing, thought the scathing social commentary would make me feel like a real artist, but I don't know. It's not me. I want to write something weird, something really out there, something authentic. But what? Fuck this town. I don't even want to get into what happened last night. It's weird though. Sitting here in the hotel room, some pieces are starting to fall together. An idea for a new play, a space cult, burning down the gallery in some misguided search for TBD, a lone man, an artist, wandering the stars until his destiny puts him straight in the cult's past. All black cast? A musical? A rock opera? Okay, so this is Ed and Tammy's room. And we find pages about Ed and Tammy in here. Interesting. And this is Ed and Tammy's bathroom. Is that a marble inside for the tub, or is it just really blue?
Hello? Hello?
I can't get through this.
And that one's a D&D. I wonder who she's knocking for. Anyway, we can go now. We've explored this entire place. Oh, no, this wasn't the lodge. Elderwood Palace Lodge. This is a different lodge. Oh. Anything in the town before we get going to the next place? Just going to quickly check.
Welcome back, and boy, do we
Huh.
have some breaking news that's sure to knock your socks off. Davis Family Beef Jerky will now be available at the Sunday market in 3 delicious flavors. That's right, our favorite sponsor, Davis Family Beef Jerky, can now be enjoyed in smoked hickory, teriyaki, and hickory teriyaki. I handed out samples here at the Valhalla Nursing Home and thought I'd catch up with one of our residents to get her thoughts. Donna, how are you?
I've got chronic back pain from my spinal stenosis.
Dear, you know when I'm feeling stiff, I find a light snack helps. So, did you try that beef jerky?
No, lunch is at 11, and I wanted to save my appetite because today was the fish soup with crackers. You're allowed up to 4 crackers, but I only take 1 unless I have a glass of cranberry juice. They ran out of cranberry juice at breakfast, which is at 7. I didn't take the oatmeal today because it makes me gassy before cribbage, and I can't...
So you didn't try the jerky? Got it. Well, that's too bad, Donna. Her new teriyaki flavor sure does hit the spot.
They had teriyaki salmon with rice on Friday's dinner menu. Dinner's at 5, but we all know the salmon takes longer to prepare, and then you're late for bingo. And who needs all that spice?
I agree. Teriyaki is a shit flavor.
Is that Tapio? How are you on the line?
I couldn't end the call.
On this entire time?
Yes. I hate teriyaki.
Well, it's delicious on jerky. So, let's give a big thank you to Wendy Davis for these samples.
Wendy? No, that can't be right. Wendy went missing in 2010.
Did
I
she?
heard she's dead.
No, I'm referring to Wendy Davis from our sponsor, Davis Family Beef Jerky.
Wendy Davis. That's the dead one. She's dead.
Right. Well, that's our time. Remember to keep your coffee warm and your chin up because that sunshine's right around the corner. Pat Maine, signing off.
That was hilarious. Now I gotta check something. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, Wendy Davis.
Take care.
You too. Can we get into that park looking thing? No?
I need to head back.
They won't let me up to the church still.
Hello, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you, Mr. Outside Smoking Person? There's a Cult of the Tree logo on that building. Won't let me up the stairs, will ya? No.
Good to see you.
Can we... You now have 666,000 food pellets? Damn, that's very good. I'm gonna have to find some stuff to let people spend those on.
Tell you, she's gone missing.
It won't open.
I'm a lovely person.
Staring at me.
Not letting me out this way, huh? Okay.
Mulligan and Thornton told everyone to stay out of the basement. And now, they're nowhere to be found. I bet they're just trying to get out of work.
Let's not assume the worst of our colleagues.
Yeah, God forbid.
Alright. I think we've seen all we can actually see in Bright Falls for now. So let's get over to Watery. Oh!
We've got a very special guest today on the program. It's artisan cuckoo clock designer Terry Feldman. Terry, how are we today?
Hey there, Pat. Doing just fine. I'm a super big fan of the show. What a treat to be on with you today.
The pleasure's all mine, Terry. Now, I hear you're doing something special for Deerfest. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm crafting a selection of custom basswood cuckoo clocks, but the real special sauce is when it's cuckoo time and you're expecting a bird to pop out for a chirp. Out comes a big old deer.
Well, that's just neat.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Real neat. That's gonna have the tourists tickled pink. And I hear you're selling these at the Sunday market. So make sure to to say hello to Wendy Davis from our sponsor, Davis Family Beef Jerky, while you're there, all right? Terry, you still there?
Yeah, still here. I'm just... Geez, Pat, I'm sorry to tell you this. I thought you heard. Wendy's dead.
Oh, boy.
Well, this is a running joke.
Joke you're playing there, Terry.
No, it's... I'm sorry, Pat. You know all that FBI business. Wendy was one of those bodies they found.
Well, that's just not possible, Terry. Wendy stopped by this morning with 3 flavors of beef jerky. She brought me the smoked hickory and the teriyaki and what was the other one?
I'm real sorry, Pat.
What was that other one? She was just talking about this just hours ago. Smoked hickory, teriyaki, and... Hickory teriyaki. Thanks, Tapio. It's just a bit of a strange joke, Terry.
Where's Tapio in all this?
I won't put you up to this. Pat. Well, somebody's having a laugh over this little prank, I'm sure.
Why are they dragging the Koskela brothers into this?
Can't wait to see those Deerfest cuckoos at the market. Wendy will be there with her beef jerky as always, and we'll be back after this.
What the f... Okay, this is just getting bizarre, man. Antique attic.
Hey.
This is where the bookstore was in the first game.
I have things to do, and this is not the right way.
Road closed for
Remember to
construction.
buy stuff for taco night. Hot sauce, extra hot. Show Pete who's who.
Can we go in here? Nope.
I know. What was she even doing out there? And at that time of night? She was what?
What will become of my birds now? Where will they go? Who will feed them? Fly away. Find a happier place. Go while you still can.
Okay.
And what about old Margaret? Where will I go? Who will I look after when all my little friends are gone?
I was just looking for a Casey lunchbox in here. I found a crazy woman.
It's too late. Too late for my birds. Too late for me.
Okay. How far down this road can I go before it stops me? That far.
This can't be the right way.
Hey there.
Hey there. Setter is better. Okay, we can't go on the other side of Clay's Clam House. You're not Rose. Hmm. I'm not going to go to Watery yet because I want to test one thing in Cauldron Lake. And then I'm actually going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to go to Watery. I'll come back and we'll do a bit more. The FBC station's still going off, huh? We did find something over here, too. But I need to go back down there real quick. Why is this a point of interest all of a sudden? It's good to know we can come back here. Again, this is me basically just testing, like, the limits of backtrackery you have in a certain area. Something I'm curious. I'm surprised that thing is still going off. Which means they haven't changed around. They haven't changed up the area really from the last time I was here beyond the skyline being different. It no longer being a sunset. Oh, especially after playing through Alan Wake 1. Thank God for sprinting without running out of stamina, needing to take a breath. It does let me go all the way back. Good. Hello. We'll take. Well, this is good, because, like, what I missed was back here was a stash, so this will catch us up. Well, not catch us up, but get us everything we need to go to Watery. And yeah, it was just right over here.
There's another cult stash.
So it was a game as Simon Says, basically.
The cult doesn't see their victims as people.
Remember, they look like us, but they aren't. They're like animals, and it's our job to hunt them and gut them. it's still for later, so. Note reminding cultists that victims are like animals. Dehumanizing their victims. They are the predators. Their victims are just the prey. Alright, that's all we need to do here. No, we're not wearing our FBI jacket anymore either. Just noticed that. She's wearing a proper raincoat, because at least Tapio Koskela was calling for rain. Yeah, not getting randomly attacked by any monsters out here either, so. If there was any further indication of, you really don't need to be here right now. My God. Huh, broken tent? Anything by this picnic bench? Ooh, there is. Empty, but there's a page. Huh.
Back at Witch's Ladle, Saga pointed the flashlight at the strange, dark substance. The same substance Nightingale had left at the morgue. There was something hidden under it. She strained to see. The opposite of sunspots in her eyes. Blacker than black. Suddenly a change. The light reacted to the substance. A feedback loop, surging up her arm. Saga squeezed the flashlight, willing it to penetrate the dark matter. Burn it away.
Oh, and that led back to... Okay. I see where I am now in this. And there we are. Oh, wait, shit. I accidentally hit Bright Falls. That is taken right out of Lost Highway. or in the Mouth of Madness, like that is a classic. Actually, that is a classic Lynchian movie shot. There are so many Twin Peaks references already in this. All right. Well, like I said, I'm going to go take a quick break and then come back in about a half hour, and we are going to get ourselves to Watery and see what the next part of Saga's whole part of the story is. And then definitely go back to Alan Wake, because so far, for me personally, Alan's has been the more gripping of the two. They're both very slow burn in terms of the way the narrative like ekes out, but like Alan trapped in the nightmare and now like searching for Alice through an art exhibition that she made sounds really cool. But we're gonna see what these people have to do in Watery first, and who knows, maybe we'll even visit the Koskela brothers in Coffee World. So who knows, but we'll be back soon and find out. So do keep your eyes on those notifications, and we will see you soon in the next one.